Alive and Well STL is a presentation of the St. Louis Regional Health Commission and Rare Gem Productions to build a healthier St. Louis. Power up with the positive. Learn more at oneraregem.com. That's ONERAREGEM.com.
Support for Alive and Well STL comes from Beyond Housing, helps entire communities become better places to live. Learn more at beyondhousing.org.
The Regional Health Commission works in partnership with regional health sector advocates and stakeholders to improve healthcare access, reduce health disparities, and improve health outcomes for the uninsured and the underinsured in St. Louis City and County.
Alive and Well STL with Bethany Johnson-Javois, CEO of the St. Louis Integrated Health Network and Managing Director of the Ferguson Commission. Alive and Well STL opened the doors and invited the community to join the producers.
I do want to learn. I want to talk to people. I want to discuss. I want to see what I can take from people, give people what I can give them. But I don't believe in coincidence. And I feel like once you really have that, you grasp onto the, knowing that nothing happens for no reason, even the bad, you can always say, okay, it's something that's going to turn out from this, and there's a reason this happened. Nothing happens just because, some force out there hates me.
We'll be right back.
How do you bounce back when there's a challenge on every side? Try this. Talk to a friend. Reach out to somebody. We can deal with anything better if we have someone to help us through. Talk to your true self. Ask yourself, am I okay? Do I need more than what I'm working with right now? Pause. Take a minute to breathe and find out exactly what's going on with you. You've got to build your mind like you build your body. Your mental health, just as you would physical health. Find out what you can do. Take 5 and go to aliveandwellstl.com. Alive and Well STL. Alive and Well STL opened the doors and invited the community to join the producers. A chance to influence the Alive and Well STL movement and message. We asked the community to tell us who inspires you to be alive and well. Here are the stories, the responses, the realities.
Well, my name is Khalil Adams. I am 22 years old. I live in St. Louis, Missouri, North County most of my life, North County, St. Louis. Pretty normal, I would say, background. I have had quite a few trials in the past, of course, but who hasn't? I would say I am pretty average guy, but at the same time, not the average guy. I don't have a lot of the same average thoughts, but as far as lifestyle goes, I live pretty much the average lifestyle. I am really into art, so deep into art that it's like nothing else that I even see anymore a lot of times. But right now I'm trying to find exactly where I'm going with the art. So I indulge in a lot of different arts, but I would like to find some way to make that into one big picture at the moment. So
you love art so much.
Yes.
Art has power.
It does.
What do you think art has the power to do? And how would you like to see it utilized?
It's no way for me to say what power art has over everyone else, but I believe that art can be used. It's something that medicine can't do for you. It's something that sometimes not even somebody else's advice can do for you. It's kind of I look at it as like sometimes a map for yourself, and as in like a personal legend, something that you can use as a guide, something that you can use as a tool. It may be therapeutic, but through that therapy, a lot of times you get clarity. And through that clarity, that's how you see where you need to go.
You said you've been through some things.
Yes. Yes, I have been through some things. A lot, yeah.
But they don't seem to have you downtrodden today.
No, they don't. And I like to go, but I don't believe in coincidence. And I feel like once you really have that, you grasp onto the knowing that nothing happens for no reason, even the bad, you can always say, okay, it's something that's going to turn out from this, and there's a reason this happened. Nothing happens just because some force out there hates me. I don't believe that at all, and I believe no coincidences at all. And I've learned from a lot of the mistakes I've made, and it's hard to see when it happens, it's not something that immediately this happened for that. It may take 2 years, it may take 10, but in the end, the results so far for me, I'm only 22, but the results so far for me, I've always learned.
Well, we're here with Alive and Well STL today to talk about how the things that we go through and some of our past experience, our traumatic experiences, create a condition that can make us sick.
Right.
We're trying to let other people know that those things are contributors to them and how to better deal with them, address them, identify it in people that we care about. So you've come to some great understandings through yours.
Yes.
Is there something that you learned here today that enlightened you or equipped you or helped you see things differently?
Oh, learned here today, not necessarily like I learned something that I needed to write down, but it's always experiences that I think it's like life doesn't come as like a rule book or a set of lessons. So like I didn't necessarily come here and check off certain lessons, but it's opening doors that I'm really big on. Like my generation doesn't like to just open doors, like literally open doors and just go in places that they've never been into. And I think that like doing things like this, I should see more people my age here doing things like this. I should see the people that want to start these businesses that are on Facebook promoting their business, but they're not coming to places and making face-to-face interactions and things like that. So I didn't necessarily like say, I'm not going to lie, say I learned a bunch of stuff because I've only talked to about 4 or 5 people, but it's the experience that counts, and it's the fact that I came here today.
What drew you here today?
Oh, well, I was guided by Rosetta Keaton, but what drew me here was the fact that I have never been to, like I said, I'm not going to sit up and say, like, I'm a professional at doing this. I go to all kind of networking events. I've never been to a network event. One was there for me to go to, so I went. It was one of those things. And then I do want to learn. I want to talk to people. I want to discuss. I want to see what I can take from people, give people what I can give them. But, yeah, that's what I got out of this today.
Well, I'm going to draw from that willingness. You have something to give.
Yes.
We want some encouragement or something. That's why we say community producers. We're trying to communicate a message. We're trying to reach people. What do you have to give? How should we frame this? How can we connect? You talked about your generation. There was another young man in your generation. He was 20.
Yes.
He didn't have the same optimism.
Right.
What would you give him to help him be in a better place of balance and certainty like we see in you?
So can I ask you a question? So he didn't have optimism. How did you find out that he didn't have optimism?
He shared.
What way? He just didn't have faith in like his generation?
His concern was that he can't get up in the morning and leave his house and go where he needs to go without feeling unsafe, without feeling like somebody's going to get after him, that his life was in danger, that there wasn't any opportunity or hope. And he was discouraged that we do a lot of talk and not take any action, and things aren't going to change, and he was angry.
Right. Well, really for that, I don't know.
You just asked more to the story. You just asked the crux of what we do here instead of, well, what's wrong with him?
Right, exactly.
You said what happened to him.
Exactly.
That he felt that way.
And I think that's a real big issue, like there's a disconnection with the youth, and I'm going to say these people that are trying to tell us what to do, as in the generation before. And that disconnection is nothing more than just that. It's a disconnection because you guys don't know. You guys don't know. And a lot of times, like if I sat here and had that conversation with him, I bet you would go way more into detail and we would have a totally different conversation. And yeah, but I think it needs to start with both sides recognizing that disconnection. And if we can recognize that disconnection, like I don't know his situation. I don't know. He might really have, it might be people on his head all day long. To him, there's nothing I can do about that personally. But
what encouragement do you have for him?
My encouragement is we live in the do-it-yourself era. You can't sit around and like, I understand everybody has their own circumstances, but it's so much you can do. So much you can do for yourself that you couldn't do 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Like this social media, people, you can use this to do all kinds of things, and people don't use it the correct way. I understand it's fun, and it's cool passing around videos and everything like that, but we just have access to so much to be making excuses. Too much.
So you just helped find out where you fit, didn't you? You knew, but he didn't. 2 years different, same gen. Just saying.
Alive and well, STL.
So I'm Mary Beth Hollinshead. I am the program director and nurse navigator for Strong Start for Mothers and Newborns.
Love that. And you?
And my name is Jenny Oberkrom. I am a licensed clinical social worker and the program coordinator for Strong Start for Mothers and Newborns and Signature Medical Group, as well as a prenatal care coordinator.
Wow. So how did you come to find out about Community Producers today?
So we attended the Maternal Child and Family Health Coalition meeting this last Thursday, and Jennifer spoke there and told us a little bit more about toxic stress and trauma, and then gave us these handouts to attend the event today. And we felt compelled to come and share some of the stories that we have had the honor of witnessing.
We'd like you to do that. What did you discover since you've been here? Anything new?
Well, there's a lot of things that we discovered as new, and just the awareness and the openness, the support that, first of all, the attendance, there's a real need in the community, and that's very apparent. And that's what compelled us to come. We want to support great community initiatives where we can all come together as a team and make a difference for our individuals, for families, and of course then community.
Sure. You have a focus with moms and new babies, our youngest citizens. Mm-hmm. Share with us part of the story that must be told and understood by our audience.
Certainly. So we're the Strong Start program. We're a pilot program. We're grant funded and through the Centers of Medicaid and Medicare for Innovation. And we are focusing on basically improving health aspects for women and children. And we do that through OB care and care coordination in a multidisciplinary team. So I'm the social worker, and I'm actually integrated into the offices at the OB/GYN offices, and I do home visits as well as telephonic and text messages to speak with our moms and help them get earlier access to prenatal care. And I guess that's my spiel, but what I'm really doing is, as a mental health specialist, I'm really uncovering a lot of untreated and undiagnosed mental health issues as well as unresolved trauma.
Sure.
And so, we're this grant-funded program, and we're there to take care of all aspects of a woman's health. And this is a piece that we were missing before. So at Signature, we are focusing on a biopsychosocial model, which includes all aspects of a woman's health. And so we want to lead the conversation in trauma-informed care.
Mm-hmm. What role does the trauma-informed care play in the success of the women and children that you help?
Well, as the nurse in the program, I work as a liaison between the physicians, the patients, the social workers, our prenatal care coordinators, and us being well-informed about trauma and how to address the needs of our women. We since we're infiltrated into the physicians' offices, we are really all about transformation, transforming the culture within the physicians' offices and really bringing the private sector to the public and bridging any gaps, whether it's in healthcare or education and training, or just really making a difference in the lives of women and children, which in turn will make a difference in the community.
Sure.
So I think that one thing I really learned today was that this idea of toxic stress, and we do a pretty thorough assessment, and some of our moms don't even realize that they're living in this life filled with toxic stress. And we are providing, education that, your stress affects your pregnancy. Stress affects you. Stress affects the baby. Let's talk about it. Let's provide a safe place where traditionally you wouldn't necessarily disclose such personal information to your doctor.
Right.
But now, we understand how difficult it is to navigate the system, number one, but also historically, creating trust historically in a place where that trust was not there has been what Mary Beth's referring to as a culture shift. So building trust and listening, really, really listening to people, just validating them and letting them know that, what they have to say matters and that they're enough. And then when we are able to spend that time and really listen where the physicians may not be able to spend that time, we're getting that message to the doctor so we can better take care of their health.
You sound really passionate about this, that this really hits a deep place for you. What did you picture when you were talking about listening and understanding the importance of a person and where they are?
My background is in social work, and I've done community mental health, and I've done medical social work, and I'm psychotherapy and all these things, but my eyes have been open that these are my neighbors. I'm from St. Louis. My patients, whether they're uninsured or Medicaid, that there's a real need out there just to provide a platform for people to be heard and to provide real, reliable referrals and mobilize those referrals and show genuine concern and care. I think that one of the greatest stories that sticks in my mind is that I'm in a home with a mom and I'm listening to what she has to say about everything going on, and tells me that she's got $1,000 that she owes on her gas bill. But that doesn't even register as the top complaint. That's like number 11 of all the things that are stressful for her. And for me, having to boil water in your microwave to take a bath at 33 weeks pregnant and bathe your 8-year-old. And to me, that is what I learned today, is that some of our moms don't even realize the level of stress that they're living in. And as a healthcare provider, to make a shift in a mindset to really take care of women, that we can't pretend that this stress doesn't impact people's health. You know, we have had women that have gone into preterm labor. There's a story, I can go on and on, really, honestly. It says I am very passionate about it. I've seen the transformation. I've seen what just wraparound care, genuine concern and support can do to improve health outcomes. I've watched it. I've seen it. And how grateful people are. We had a young lady that was in preterm labor at 32 weeks, and she texted me, and I told Mary Beth is the nurse. She assessed her, and we sent her. She ended up being admitted to the hospital, and they were able to stop the preterm labor. Well, the story, in addition to the preterm labor, is that she's got one person in her life that supports her, and she's diagnosed with lymphoma, and she was very sick and vomiting all night. So my mom just felt that she was very scared her mom was not being open with her, where she was at with her diagnosis and her treatment and prognosis, for that matter. So the last thing she was worried about was herself.
Sure.
And so, you know, this is the psychosocial. This is why it's important to care, and why it's important to think about women and think about what they really need and try to address those concerns. And when she saw her physician in the hospital, to know that not only once did she have me, she had another person, Mary Beth, and she had her doctor there to reassure her. After a while, that becomes therapeutic, that you're enough and that we care, and it starts to sink in.
Sure. And
starts to give someone a sense of just that they are enough and that they're worthy of making a shot at, you know, being a successful parent.
Sure. And look what I did for the baby that needed a little more time.
That's right. She did make it to 40 weeks. And
that's a success story. That's a great success story.
It is a success story.
Mary Beth, if we were to do this right and create the awareness, the connection to the resources to really initiate this cause, what would it look like? If you were to describe the ideal success story for us, how would you describe it?
Every individual, every human being would be given the benefit of a full multidisciplinary team where they can go for their health care, they can go for their mental health, they can go for their OB care, the pediatrician, all under one roof so that they feel well taken care of. It's very, very exciting. I've been a nurse for 30 years, OB nurse for 30 years, and for the first time being able to be an extension of the physician. The compassion is there, but the ability to capture everything that you need to really fully take care of women, it's just very difficult. So it's been an honor to be able to get to know women on a very intimate level, to where you can build rapport and trust over the phone, via text message, meeting women where they are, what's going to work for them. If it's a home visit, that's wonderful. If it's an office visit, that's wonderful. If it's a phone visit, whatever is okay with that patient at that given moment, it's been magical to see it all come together.
And you've seen it.
We see it time and time again. And I mean, to be a nurse for 30 years and have experienced in the office setting, in the hospital setting, as a director of a women's service line, and then to be able to put all of that together, provide education, just bridging gaps. It's not about your patient or my patient. It's our patient, and how are we going to work together as a community to meet the needs.
Yeah, I think one of the questions that, I like this idea of like, what's wrong with you versus what happened to you, and then taking it one step further, how can we help?
That's right. That's right.
How can we help?
How can we, operative word we, along with that help. Very excited about what you shared today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity, and we're very excited about your initiative of community health and well-being, and whatever we can do to be a part of that and partner, we're right here with you.
Please do. Connect with RHC. We're trying to create the platform where we're using media to affect the change, even beyond reporting the change. So keep telling the stories, keep sharing what works, keep talking about.
I will talk a lot.
Yeah. Somebody grab that mic. Get the mic
What else?
from this place.
I'm very passionate. You can't shut me up.
No, this is wonderful, and I'm thankful that you were a part of it. Thank you both.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you join us with the Alive and Well STL movement. Alive and Well STL is now a community-wide effort focused on reducing the impact of stress and trauma on our health and well-being. The research is clear. Stress and traumatic experiences are making many of us sick, and together are the leading cause of poor health outcomes. Take 5. Visit us at aliveandwellstl.com to find out where you are emotionally. Become an ambassador. Reach out and help build a supportive community. Learn resiliency skills. Get the help you need. Share your stories. Hear others. And learn more about stress and how it affects us. That's aliveandwellstl.com. Alive and Well STL.
We are grateful for your gift of time to this conversation. We encourage you to stay involved and get involved.
You are invited to join the conversation. If you, your family, or your organization is interested in talking about how we better the well-being of the region, sign up for more information, join the conversation, log on to aliveandwellstl.com, and let's build a plan on how we can work together and improve our overall health and become alive and well. The Regional Health Commission with Chief Executive Officer Robert Friend Jr. committed to providing a detailed review of change over the past decade and 14 leading health indicators for the city and county of St. Louis. The first decade review of health status report, an update to building a healthier St. Louis. Discover the narrative, the data, and celebrate the progress already made to improve healthcare access and reduce health disparities in our region. Learn more at stlrhc.org. Alive and Well STL is another positive production of Rare Gem Productions. Thanks for listening.